What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune in and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk about Giannis and his days. Do you think that his days in Milwaukee are numbered? Like they basically are over with, right? And so that was part of the discussion that went on with Run It Back podcast. And I don't know, man. I just think that his career in Milwaukee, I thought before I even get to where I think he might go, I just thought like his career in Milwaukee was less. I thought he could have did better over there. I think that once they fired that coach that they won a championship with, and they got rid of what was that guard name that they got where they sent him to Boston. They got rid of the guard, brought in Dame Lillard. I just thought that they made some mistakes along the way. And part of the mistakes I think is when you allow players to affect the movements that a team make. Like they should have kept the coach. I don't think that Giannis and that first coach Budenhauser got along too good. So that's why he was out. Then Giannis and the second guy Griffin really didn't hit it off. And now you have Doc Rivers. Then you brought in, and before that you brought in Dame Lillard. So it was some decisions made that I don't think really benefited Giannis. I think that they were made, those decisions, some of them was made to appease their superstar Giannis. When you can't do that, you got to do what's best for the team. Once they won that championship in 21, I thought they was going to win at least a couple more championships, because Giannis just looked like he was. But they went to like reset mode. Basically they went to reset mode and they just never found that rhythm again and was never able to get back, to where they were. So with that being said, man, I want to react to the comments that were made on the Run It Back podcast.
A little who says no, 9 days away from deadline. So let's look at some scenarios. The hottest names. And we're obviously going to start with one, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, the hottest girl in the game.
So hot right now. Shout out to the guys on the setting this whole thing up. All right, Giannis to Golden State. Sham says that conversation, it's intensified. We just talked about, we started the show with it. So Bucks send Giannis and, of course, Thanasis over to Golden State. And then they get Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, Pajemski, and 2 first-round picks. Ooh, who says no, Chandler?
I think the Warriors say no. I think that's a lot. They're giving up Draymond, Buddy, Kuminga, Paz, and 2 picks that could turn out to be extremely valuable with how their season goes and how the future goes. Listen, I'm all for swinging for the fence if you can get a Giannis, and I think right now is the time. There's blood in the water where these teams can attack and throw possible deals like this. I really like this one. I don't see them giving up that much, which is crazy to say. So we're talking about Giannis here. But it kind of makes sense.
And I kind of like it, Lou. Like, are you? He says no, but you.
That's a lot. If I'm Golden State, I'm saying no. That's a ton. I got to figure out a way to keep Draymond. I think he would be the glue piece to kind of bridge the gap between the Giannis and the Steph Curry and making sure that offense is ran right. You obviously have Jimmy Butler out of the lineup, so you can't really put that in the fold. It's just a lot. You're talking about 4 guys that's played pretty good basketball for you in the Golden State uniform and 2 first-round picks, and you're getting Giannis back. Obviously, we know what Giannis brings to the table. Thanasis hadn't been able to get his feet wet and being a quality player that can move this trade one way or another. So right now, if I'm Golden State, I'm probably saying no to this. That's a lot.
Yeah, I would say no to that too. I'm not letting Draymond go. Draymond is a big part of like Steph's success. They play very well off of each other. So I'm not going to let that go, because like in clutch moments, you can go to that Draymond and Steph combination, right? Whereas though, if you just have Steph by himself and then you got Giannis on the team, then they don't have the chemistry and the history to play off each other like Draymond and Steph. So you got to have something to fall back on if you are Golden State. So I'm keeping Draymond. y'all they can have Kuminga, Jonathan Kuminga, because they don't really utilize Kuminga anyway. Buddy Hield, I would, all right, I'll include him in it, but and probably one pick. I'm not giving you two of my picks, though. I'll give you one pick and two of those guys. But other than that, man, I'm not making a move like that, especially not Draymond.
Okay. All right, let's move on. How about this? Ja Morant to Milwaukee. Now, this is assuming that we get Giannis to stay there. They do need to figure out something then and put somebody around him. So here's what you get. Ja goes to Milwaukee. Oh, no. Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma, and a protected first-round pick go down to Memphis. Lou says no. I mean, we say no for Portis, but go on.
We say no for our guy Bobby, but other than that, we say no for our guy. But other than that, I'm not really mad at this trade. As we saw what Trae Young and the Washington Wizards were able to do with their deal, this looks very similar. This looks like some really good basketball players and a protected lottery pick going to Memphis for exchange for Ja Morant, who, if you can keep Giannis in uniform and pair him with a Ja Morant, this looks good on paper. I say nobody says no on this one.
Okay. No one says no.
All right. I don't like Ja Morant to play alongside Giannis because Ja Morant is really not he's a shoot first guard, right? And they tried this with what's the guy name? With Dame Lillard. You have to, like, Giannis he's your number one. Your offense gonna run through Giannis. And sometimes when I was watching Dame and Giannis, it was like it's like they were taking turns. Like, it's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. Whereas though Giannis, if you running your offense through Giannis, then the guy you got to find your own rhythm within that, like how the team run. And so I don't like Ja Morant alongside Giannis. He's not the kind of guard like Holiday who can set the table and make sure everybody, not just Giannis, get their shots, but the whole offense is running. Ja Morant is not that guard. And for, like, if they were younger and you were trying to develop Ja into that type of guard, then you're going to need Ja Morant to really strap up and play better defense. So I'm not, just because Ja Morant is a dynamic basketball player, don't mean that he is good. He's somebody that you want to put alongside a superstar like Giannis. Giannis need somebody like, and that's why I didn't like when they got rid of Drew Holiday, right? Because Drew Holiday was a veteran guard who knew how to keep Middleton happy. He knew how to keep Portis happy and Giannis happy, right? And and to be that kind of point guard is, it's rare to have that type of point guard, right? And then on top of that, he can score when needed and play defense. That's what you would want from Ja Morant. And like, so far in Ja Morant's career, he has not been he's not been asked to do that. So I wouldn't team up. I don't care what you give. I just wouldn't put those two on the same team, because to me it wouldn't work.
It kind of makes sense. It doesn't make sense for both, right? Like Ja Morant, why would the Bucks want Ja Morant when they have this Ryan Rollins kid who's kind of up and coming and basketball wise doesn't really fit with Giannis?
Move into the two.
But yeah, but if you can get a Ja Morant and give up kind of two of your serviceable role players and a protected pick, I also don't hate
dare
that.
You refer to Bobby P as just that. Dare you?
It's a very serviceable, like
I say no to this player. For Bobby. You know what? I'm protecting Portis on this one. No,
I don't want Bobby. I don't want Bobby to go anywhere near that either. But
yeah, first of all, we'll never get to talk to him again.
And I will say, Ja Morant, like Lou made a good point. Like, look what Trae Young brought in. Ja Morant's not going to bring in much more, probably less than what Trae Young brought in, if I'm being honest with you. So it kind of makes sense. I don't like the fit basketball wise, Ja Morant in Milwaukee.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Jonathan Kuminga. Feels like Sacramento is inevitably going to be a part of this. So
anywhere. Anywhere.
Yes. Wait, Malik Monk, Keon Ellis, you're good? You said yes?
Oh.
All right. That's it for Giannis. Yeah, though, man. I think the best deal if Golden State can get Giannis and not give up Draymond and probably only give up one of their picks, then that's to me that just seemed like the best deal. Ja Morant with Giannis is not really chemistry wise and style of play wise. I don't think that's really a good fit. So yeah, man, I'm just gonna keep my eyes open and see like where do I think that they where they can put Giannis at, where so Giannis will have an opportunity to win a championship. So with that being said, man, y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.